Hey, everybody. On today's Locked On Bama, which will be technical problem free for all of our regular listeners, that we've had a couple of issues. So sorry about that. But we're going to it's nothing but positive vibes today. Dang it. That's the way we're going to look at this. We got a ton of good recruiting news out there. Nobody's committed just yet, but there are a lot of people on the verge, and we're excited to be talking about them. And we're excited that you're with us. So thank you so much for being with us. And here we go with Locked On Bama.
Locked On Bama, your daily podcast on the Alabama Crimson Tide. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hey, everybody, and welcome back into Locked On Bama. Luke Robinson, that's me. Jimmy Stein, that's him. Jimmy, how are you today?
Oh, I'm doing great. Like you promised on the show, really, there's nothing out there right now but good news. Not necessarily commitments, but a lot of big targets looking at Alabama.
I do want to say thanks to LinkedIn for being a loyal sponsor to all things Locked On. You guys are awesome. Go check out LinkedIn if you're looking for people, and I know everybody is. But Jimmy, first of all, a couple of things. Your tech problems have been resolved. We have determined it is your phone. If I can Google a picture of a jitterbug, because you didn't know what that is, I'm going to put it up here and show people. But secondly, yeah, it's all good news out there. Look, the cat's out of the bag on the Suntarine Perkins thing, right? I mean, people have been talking about him forever. But it seems like, say again?
Yeah, I mean, not really. I mean, what I mean is it is a widespread belief that Suntarine Perkins will come to Alabama. Is a widespread, correct. But is there hard news? No, there is.
But we've talked about him a lot on the podcast because we have been believing that he will commit soon, and it just hasn't happened. But now that the word is so widespread, it feels like any minute now it could happen, even as we're doing this. But it just hasn't. But I feel more confident than ever before that he will do that he will flip to the University of Alabama, which is a very, very positive piece of news. And another thing I want to throw in there is Caleb Downs. Steve Wiltfong put in a crystal ball for Caleb Downs, this superstar safety. Some people think the best safety in the country, if it's not Tony Mitchell, who's already committed to Alabama, could be Caleb Downs out of Georgia. And frankly, I thought once Alabama got Tony Mitchell, that Caleb Downs may end up going somewhere, even though Mitchell could play cornerback as well. I didn't think we were out of the Caleb Downs sweepstakes, but I thought it may lessen our chances. I had no idea that Caleb Downs could possibly be on the verge of a commitment. Now, I'm not saying he's going to commit today, tomorrow, next week, next month. I'm saying Steve Wiltfong and some others have put in a crystal ball for Caleb Downs, which at least should raise everybody's eyebrows in a positive manner.
Yes. I mean, the way I look at it is, until signing day, everything is a lean. Even commitments, because as we know, kids they flip more than ever. And this year with NIL and portal issues and everything else, I mean, it's going to be crazier than ever. So everything is a lean, and it's fun for me to follow the leans if you don't get too down when the leans aren't, trending your way. I would think it is fair to say, based on what we know today, that Caleb Downs is leaning to Alabama. It's big in the sense that I don't think we could have said that before the last few days, because all along I thought it might be Georgia, then I thought it might be Ohio State. It's going to be one of those three: Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State with him. I still believe he could sign with any of the three. I don't rule that out at all. But for now, it appears he is an Alabama lean, and this is one of the best safeties I can recall. And by that, I mean, he is the number one safety prospect in the United States in this class. He's number one, but not only is he the best safety prospect in this class, he's among the better safety prospects you'll ever see. I think he's really spectacular. Today it looks like Alabama, and he might even make a commitment soon. But again, Even commitments are means, right? I mean, nothing's in writing.
Yeah, and that's so true. And look, again, that's why I think Hake South came out with Bama Online. He came out with look, here's how fluid recruiting is. And he gave all of these examples of people that were committed somewhere and then ended up signing with Alabama. And a lot of them are very big names, and you know most of the stories. But I think the point is, you still would rather get a commitment from somebody than not. I would still rather have Peter Wood's commitment than not have his commitment right now. So, but that being said, Caleb Downs, man, it feels like that maybe the coaching staff, this is all coincidental, I know, but it feels like maybe the coaching staff and or recruiting services related to Alabama said, you know what, man, there's so much negativity out right now. People are just complaining about Peter Woods or about missing on this guy or missing on Aguirre or missing on Marigoa, missing on all these people. We got to throw some positive bones out there. And they have thrown a litany of positive bones in our direction. Jimmy, I'm going to go ahead and take a break. I want to tell everybody now about what do I want to tell everybody? I think it's Rock Auto. Rock Auto. I love Rock Auto. I don't know how I forgot Rock Auto. This episode is brought to you by Rock Auto. With ever-increasing numbers of makes and models, it's now impossible for your local chain store to carry all the parts you need. Why endure the often pointless or seemingly intimidating questions like, is your Honda LX or an EX? You don't know. I don't know why I do that voice every time, but I just like doing it. It makes the guy behind the counter sound dumber. And wait while the person behind the counter, the person I just talked about, orders the parts on their computer, choosing the only brand their warehouse happens to carry. Save time and money when using Rock Auto. It's a family business, right? Locked on in the How'd You Hear About Us box so they know we sent you. That's right. Locked on in the How'd You Hear About Us box so they know we sent you. Amazing selection, reliably low prices, all the parts your car will ever need. Rock Auto. Then I want to tell you about the NFL Top 50. Which NFL stars moved the betting line the most starting July 18th? Locked On gives you the 50 most valuable players in the NFL from the odds makers at Bet Online. That's really cool. Available July 18th on Locked On NFL, wherever you get your podcast, and YouTube. So go check that out on July 18th. Jimmy, just really quickly, apropos of nothing, if you see me drinking during this, I'm trying to do this. I should not tell this, but I'm telling it. There's this thing called colon broom. I saw an advertisement for it because I was like, it's supposed to help you lose weight and sort of give you a good cleansing. And I have determined after a few days of this, I do not need a colon broom. I need a colon street sweeper because I'm not sure that this is helping enough. In fact, I think I may have gained weight.
They're delicious. I'm in a day.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit. One tight end note that is negative. I'm just going to throw this tiny bit of negativity in there. Jelani Thurman, a guy that, frankly, if I remember right doing this podcast, you were you were optimistic potentially Alabama could end up with this guy, and he's a very good player. I know Auburn thought they had a good shot at him. Michigan State was right in it. Well, now he's getting all these crystal balls to Ohio State. He looks like a great player. Ohio State's probably going to end up getting a good player. I think he commits on July 17th. So kudos to them. That being said,
when I was high on him, I mean, I liked his tape myself. I liked his tape, and I liked where we stood on his list. And I think at the time, I was thinking the combination of, hey, I think this guy's pretty good. And I like where Alabama is on his list in terms of where else is he going to go? Alabama, I thought made the most sense. But he came to Alabama on an official visit and was here. And then the moment he left his official visit, all buzz about Alabama and him died. And I really think it's on Alabama's end. I don't think from what I know, I don't think he has an option to sign with Alabama.
Okay, so it may not be as bad a news as we thought, but point being that's we're looking for tight ends. We have not had the best of luck with them of late, and
correct.
So we miss out one. But there is a 2024 guy that's going to be committing sooner rather than later. That is really good. He's in the top 120, I think, of next year's class. Tell us about him, Jimmy.
Oh, yeah, Martavius Collins. He's from Rome, Georgia. It's been a while since we signed a player from Rome. It might even go all the way back to when I was in school. There's a linebacker here when I was in school named Spencer Hammond that was from Rome, Georgia. I don't know. We've signed one from Rome since. And I could be missing somebody big. But anyway, Martavius is a 2024. He's a rising junior. He was at Alabama's camps this summer, was really, really impressive and became a high priority for Alabama. Just sort of strange that Alabama doesn't have a tight end committed in the 23 class, but as of next week, Alabama could have a 24 tight end committed in the next cycle. Big, strong, heavy kid in the inline Y type at 6'3", 240, already entering his junior year. This is a big kid, but he's ranked very highly in the On3 consensus. He is a national top 10 tight end in his class. He is committing next week. There's a lot of schools on his list, but Alabama is thought to be in a very good spot. He leads in the RPM. Alabama's up over 91% on On3, so that's one to keep an eye on. Martavius Collins.
You know, circling back to my story on Colin Broom, you missed a golden opportunity to say something like, boy, it's hard to believe you need something to cleanse out your colon, how much BS you spout. You missed a golden opportunity there. I'm just telling you, I'm cutting myself down for you. I've also, while you were telling us about our 2024 tight end prospect, I have found for you the jitterbug. This is the jitterbug, and it literally it almost only has 6 buttons. I think it's missing a 9, a 7, and a 2 because I guess I'm
not friends with anyone that has those 3 numbers in their number, so I'm good.
All right, Jimmy, let me go ahead and tell everybody now about our next sponsor, which is holding up some drama here. I'm going to go ahead and tell you about Built Bar. Built Bar, these things are awesome. Go to built.com. You will absolutely love them. From the people who invented healthy and tasty comes the latest gift to your taste buds. You've probably tried the amazing coconut brownie chunk Built Bar, but guess what? Friends at Built have given the coconut brownie chunk the Puffs treatment. That's right, the coconut brownie chunk Built Bar flavor you love in a deliciously chewy marshmallow covered in 100% real chocolate thing. It's like a fluffy cloud of coconut brownie goodness. Coconut brownie chunk puffs are only here for a limited time. Go to built.com now to make sure you don't miss out. They are going fast because they taste amazing. Go to built.com, use promo code LOCK15, get 15% off that order. Built.com, promo code LOCK15, 15% off that order. That's like getting free awesomeness almost, or at least 15% off your awesomeness. If you go to built.com, you want to go check them out. Jimmy, finally, one thing I wanted to bring up was Jaylen Mbakwe. He is beginning to get some crystal balls to Alabama. Now, this is a guy that, boy, I don't know about it universally because I don't think every service has come out with their 2024 rankings yet. But I know I think in ESPN, he's in the top 10. I don't know about you guys. I know in 24/7, he's close to the top 10 if he's not in it. This is a kid from Clay Chalkville and another 2024 guy that is a fantastic athlete, comes from a winning program in the state of Alabama. And I love him a lot. Easily going to be a 5-star. And he's getting crystal ball to Alabama right now. What do you like about him?
Everything. I mean, Mbakwe is a fantastic. I mean, to me, there's 5 stars, and every now and then I'll look at a 5-star and have some doubts, and a lot of times they prove true. Like some 5 stars, I'm like, I can't believe that. That's a bit of a stretch for me. Not him. Jaylen Mbakwe is a slam dunk 5-star. He has a lot of positional versatility. One thing I like about him the most is he's a 5-star prospect as a wide receiver, and he's a 5-star prospect as a DB. I mean, he can play either side of the ball and would be a fantastic either side. Most kids that are like that choose to play receiver. Mbakwe, he wants to play defense, and he likes Alabama. And hey, what's wrong with playing defensive back for Nick Saban, right? So Mbakwe's choosing to play defense. He would be a 5-star on either side of the ball. I like him a lot. He will be, I think, far and away the number 1 prospect in the 2024 class in Alabama. He's from Clay Chalkville, where Alabama has recruited really well recently, like DJ Dale, for instance, is from there. There's been others. But Mbakwe, that would be a big time early pickup. A guy like him can help you create momentum in that 2024 class.
By the way, I was a little shocked. ESPN came out with their 2024 guys. They had Perry Thompson Alabama's commitment right now in 2024, the wide receiver from down in Mobile and Foley, they have him way up there. I was a little bit surprised. And I've also seen some highlights of him recently. I don't know if he's training. It looks like he's training with you guys, frankly, at QB Country. He's sort of at an indoor practice facility, and he's is showing off his speed. And I'm beginning to like him a lot more.
Yeah, I like Perry a ton. I do believe he is a riser, meaning that, he's not going to be on a lot of lists now. I think my guess is as to why he's on ESPN's list and not the others is they've probably done a more recent ranking than the other services who still are focused on 23 kids and 24 on the back burner just a little bit. But I think when all the services really focus on 24 and really start diving into those kids, Perry Thompson's going to move up. He had a fantastic camp at Alabama. Hey, I mean, what more in a wide receiver do you want than 4.4 speed, but you're also big, and that's Perry.
And you're also from Mobile, which is, I mean, to me, like that's worth a half a star. If you play football in Mobile, do you agree?
Well, one thing about Mobile that's unique, and maybe all big markets are like this, I don't think, but one thing that I believe that a lot of kids from Mobile pan out, and it's not universal, but a lot of kids from the Mobile area do pan out as prospects. I think it's because everybody plays at big schools here. There's in the Mobile and Baldwin County area, basically everything is a 7A or a 6A school. There are some private schools like Mobile Christian that are smaller. In the 3A and 4A range, UMS is a little smaller, but the majority and all the public schools are, and Perry goes to Foley High School. That's a 7A school. Every now and then they might dip down to 6A, but it's all big schools. So these kids go to large schools and they play against good competition. And that ultimately is what separates great, guys that will pan out. They've already played against really good players. It's more difficult when you're evaluating kids that play up in rural small school ball because they're not playing against good players that you'll see at the next level. It makes evaluation a lot tougher. Kids that are, quote, 4.75 or 4.8 40 guys, they look very, very fast playing in 2A ball up in the country.
Yeah.
But in big city ball and Mobile or Birmingham, inside the perimeter in Birmingham, you're playing against all premium athletes. And if you can outrun those dudes, you can outrun almost anybody.
And again, this has nothing to do with Alabama, at least not in the current time. But I just saw something on ESPN because I was going to go back and check out their 2024 list, which maybe we'll do that tomorrow since we're running out of time here. The horns down gesture can still be a taunting penalty, according to Greg Burks at Big 12 Media Days. I mean, this is so dumb. I mean, you're not shooting a bird.
It's crazy that we have to talk about it. You know what I mean? I'm not sure how I feel about it as to whether it should be a taunting penalty. I'm not sure. On the surface, I think it's ridiculous that it's a taunting penalty on the surface. But how about this? What if you're playing Florida and you're playing Florida in the swamp and you score a touchdown and you do the gator chomp? Should you get penalized for that? Maybe you should. Maybe. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it.
Should John Mechie have been penalized for the Karate Kid? I mean, was it offensive to somebody?
Specific school. That's not mocking us. It's not mocking a specific school or team.
I mean, I guess so. All right. Well, then here's what I would do. If I'm Utah and I'm Alabama, this is what I do. I say, all right, Utah, since you're playing in the swamp, when y'all score a touchdown, y'all do horns down. And we're Alabama, and when we're playing Texas in their stadium, we'll do the gator chomp. It's
no
so
penalty.
dumb.
That part of it is dumb when you think about it because it's not crude or rude, but I'm such an old man get off my lawn guy. Just score and hand the ball to the official.
Okay, agreed. But if we're going to allow Ralph Macchio karate kicks, I don't see what's wrong with this. And I'll do it now. You can't penalize me. I mean, what's the big deal? Look at this. It's just horns down, man. So
we shouldn't make their thing sacred and other things. Like I said, I mean, why aren't we talking about the gator chomp or other thing, or the Miami Hurricanes do the U? So
Yeah, you do that. Is that bad?
Miami, are they going to get penalized for that? I mean, maybe they should, though. I don't know. I just don't want to make the Texas thing reverential and everybody else's thing is fair play. I mean, that is over the top.
I mean, I guess if we are going to go that route, then since John Mechie started the Karate Kid thing, maybe when other people were doing the Karate Kid thing, maybe they should have been penalized. I mean,
that's close because that is mocking. I mean, that to me is about mocking the other team, and I can see why that could be a penalty. Because when Mechie did the Karate Kid thing, that's not mocking anything. It's paying homage to the movie, I guess. But that's got nothing to do with college football. When other teams did it, and we're playing teams in other sports, our softball, when teams would hit home runs against Alabama softball, they were doing it at a home plate.
I know.
Yeah, and again, that's mocking the other team. I'm not a fan of it. But again, I'm the wrong person to ask because I'm so old school. I think kids should score touchdowns and hand the ball to the officials. So
maybe we should, if it's just see if this is penalized. Maybe we should put a geriatric one-winged eagle out there during the Iron Bowl in Tuscaloosa and let it just sort of swirl to the ground in mocking their eagle flight. Maybe we can do that, but we'd probably get penalized.
And it's never good if you have to spend 10 minutes in the post game explaining what that's meant.
All right. That's going to do it for today's episode. Jimmy, I'll commend you. Wonderful job on your technology, meaning your wife's phone. Please do trade in that jitterbug ASAP. But until next time, guys, we appreciate y'all sticking with us. I told you we'd get this fixed. Roll Tide, everybody.
Roll Tide.